Buying perfumes symbolizes a milestone in becoming adults. What's the connection between perfumes and confidence? What's the connection between perfumes and becoming? I don't know how it is for you, but for me, being able to buy my first perfume was really a milestone because it's not something that you can afford to do every day, especially as a young person in your 20s. I always felt a bit embarrassed going around the fancy shops because I knew that I was not one of their clients. So I felt a bit like an outsider. But honestly, these spaces are open door and they invite you to realities that you can visit and then you can create ambitions for one day to be able to afford those goods or those experiences if you want. It's good to trust yourself and enter spaces like that just to create higher ambitions or just to experience life. I guess there are several milestones related to perfumes, right? Number one, when I first bought a perfume. Number two, when I received one from my family, then from your lover. Coming from Eastern Europe, it's very popular for us to offer perfumes for Christmas or for Easter, for your birthday, especially when the relationship is very close. And number three, when I had the courage and the money in my pocket to enter, to dare to enter a fancy place and check it out. No intention to buy the perfume. I really just wanted to get in, attracted by its looks from the outside and see what's there. Today we are in Chaoyang Park, which is a very beautiful park in the east side of Beijing in the Chaoyang area. And right now everything is blooming. So I thought it's the perfect backdrop for a story about this perfume. This is not going to be a commercial video, of course, but it's gonna be a reflection about what this perfume meant for me and what it probably means for other people out there. I took some notes here and I'm going to start by telling you the story of this perfume, which is from Nonfiction. It's a brand I didn't know before my trip to Seoul. And I want to tell you how I got to buy it, but also mostly how it relates to my personal growth and life lessons. So, 2 weeks ago, I went to Seoul on a trip before my birthday when I also just randomly decided to get my tattoo. And I was walking through this area in Itaewon. Actually, I just got there because I wanted to drink some coffee at one of the coffee places that ChatGPT put in my travel itinerary. And on my way to the coffee place, I've seen this super interesting looking, artsy, huge white space with the title of the brand, of course, written in beautiful letters. It looked, you know, it looked refined. And it looked like one of the places that scare you if you're not one of the push people. But I said, you know what? Whatever. I'm just going to have the confidence in myself and face those salespeople, with a confident look, fake it till you make it type of attitude. I got in and I was really happy to enjoy the environment, the atmosphere in the space, first of all. And I feel like the thing that I got out of buying this perfume, getting the courage to overcome that moment of feeling inadequate for that space, led me to two main things. Number one, there were 12 perfumes displayed in the shop, and I usually just go around and try them one by one. And I swear it never happened in my entire life to try the entire line of perfumes available and to just have a click in my brain when I smell one of them. And this is exactly what happened. So I smell number one, and then I smell number two, three, four, five, 12, and number one stuck in my mind. I went back again, smelled it again, walked around the shop. I realized I'm doomed because I realized I like it a lot. There was no price around. What do I do? The sales lady understood that I might be interested, so she identified me as a target customer. She came and asked me if I am interested to buy. She then told me that actually this perfume that I really loved was not available in the small size, so I had to buy the large bottle. And I was still not convinced. I asked about the brand, then I asked about the perfume. Like, why is it that it's so special? So, what about this perfume? Let me tell you what I found out. Apparently, this perfume here, I'm going to open it after. Here. It's called Odorama cities, and it comes from haute drama, high drama. The name just spoke to me instantly. I am a person who doesn't like drama, but I am always finding myself at the center of it. When I started to hear about this perfume, I was just completely sold. Take my money, give me the perfume. Apparently, this perfume, Odorama, let me just show it to you guys. It's a very simple design for the bottle, and it smells like heaven. It smells like it smells like an essence from history, and it's not by coincidence because Odrama was a result of a collaboration between a contemporary artist called Ku Jongge and a famous perfumer, Dominique Ropion, who also designed perfumes for the main perfumeries that you all know of. I didn't know about this, but they said that they created this perfume for the Venice Biennale. What is Venice Biennale? I had to learn about it. Venice Biennale is a large contemporary art event held in Venice every year. It's often described as the Olympics of art. So at this event, nations can come and present themselves, present their identity through national pavilions. So what Korea did last year in 2024 was to design this perfume to craft memories in fragrance. How beautiful is that? This artist and the perfumier, they try to portray the modern and contemporary Korean history through an olfactory inspiration. And they're using different Asian essence that inspire, that suggest this Korean history. And I find this so, so beautiful. I just want to read to you how they talk about these elements in the perfume. They say, lushness of a forest covering a mountainside. You can see it, you can just feel it. And then a touch of incense blending the quiet, sensual allure and enduring tenacity. Definitely the tenacity part got me. And then refreshing eucalyptus culminating the imagery of pure white. Why is this so interesting to me? I'm not Korean, as you can see, and I'm not Asian, as you can also see. But yesterday I went to a picnic and my Thai friend smelled the perfume on my body and she said, "What is this? It smells so unique. It smells so beautiful and it's so subtle." And then when I told her that da 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 da, she said, "Yeah, I guess this is really an Asian essence." And I love it. I feel like I got something from my trip to Korea that is unique and that stays with me as proof of me getting over that fear of inadequacy. And I have another thing about perfumes. Yeah, I said we're relating to perfumes in terms of becoming adults, maturing. However, for me, perfumes, from the moment that I started to be able to afford them myself, they became a friend and a companion through the year. So every year at the beginning of it, I look for the smell that will accompany me through the year. And I often buy the perfumes in places where I travel, where I find myself at the beginning of the year. So the perfume for last year was the last bottle of a perfume that is not produced anymore that I found in a Tokyo mall. And again, I just really wanted to try it, to smell it on my skin. And then I went around the mall, not convinced to spend money on perfume. And then while waiting for food, I realized that I am that woman, that I can afford that perfume. And that it's stuck in my mind. And it's something that I can buy for myself. And that's going to constantly remind me of my ability to purchase good things for myself through the things that I work for. And also, this is an encouragement to really believe that you deserve good things, that good things are not outside your reach, and that you need to know about them in order to understand if it's for you or not. That's also something that that's why experiencing different things is useful to you, because it will allow you then to carve out what is for you, what is not for you at different points in your life. Why I wanted to talk about the perfume again, because I feel like there are many moments in life and many spaces in life that we do not access because of our self imposed feelings of inadequacy. Oh, I'm not good enough to get into that space. Or what would they think if I get in? But honestly, these spaces are open door and they invite you to realities that you can visit, and then you can create ambitions for one day to be able to afford those goods if you want, or those experiences if you want. I've never entered a luxury shop in my life, but it's still on my list. It's probably still because of this feeling of transparency. I feel like the salespeople see deep in my soul and in my bank account, knowing that I cannot afford whatever they have there, not even one bed. And why I think that was such a good experience for me, it's because now I remember exactly the moment when I was hesitating between having the courage to give it a try and enter that space that just looks so beautiful. I love contemporary art and I love artsy places. I am intrigued about how the designers thought about creating the space, using colors and using aesthetics to suggest some messages. So I remember that moment. And the fact that I could get over the little fear and trust myself instead, open the door, and be dignified is such an achievement. So it's much more than just the perfume. And then when you do this, most of the times, in my case, it led me to beautiful discoveries and beautiful connections. Not only with the sales lady who was young, and I gave her one of the biscuits I had just bought at the bakery next door, and we created this small human connection. And then I got the perfume, and then I got some hand cream, and then I got so many other free samples. It felt like I got an entire Christmas bag of little gifts. And honestly, I didn't know the brand. I thought that I spent so much money on a brand that was not even that good, and on a story that they sold to me. But when I was telling my friend about this, she said, yeah, actually, this brand is pretty known. And its name, non-fictional, it's also a reminder to myself to live more in present, live more in reality, and live life as it is, life and love. So, yeah, I can only encourage you to go out there and act on the desires that you have when it's something that will do you good. So, as I end this video, I just wanted to read you guys what was written on the back of the perfume box, because I felt like it was meant for me to find this message at the right time as I start to live more aligned with who I am and what I want to do beyond career. I want to leave this message with you. The world around us is brimmed over with images, voices, and modeling messages from media. Yet, with the line between reality and fiction being blurred, genuineness of inner self and calmness in voice should seep deeper within. Stories of nonfiction shall begin from starting simple rituals in the midst of all the hustles and listening closer to inner voice, not being swayed by messages from outside. Discover yourself again. Uncover your story. Even if you're not Korean, even if you cannot directly relate to the Korean history, I think it's something that we can all resonate with. And maybe Odorama City's perfume is for everyone because everyone has some kind of haute drama in their lives. So, guys, keep being courageous, keep doing what makes you happy, and see you all next time with another reflection on life and courage and what courage brings to you. See you next time. Hi guys, I'm Super V. Welcome to my channel. I'm here in Chaoyang Park in Beijing. I'm trying to create a community of people who are courageous enough to live a purposeful, fulfilling, happy life, to know how to define happiness. I'm doing this by sharing life lessons that I got through different experiences because I feel privileged to have experienced that. And I know that there are many other kids out there and people out there who need this type of inspiration. Fans of fearless living, check out my other videos every week on Friday. Subscribe and share it with your friends. See you guys.